Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend.
What are the dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. Yeah.
Let's stop pretending this was a coincidence. The Simpsons didn't just predict Rachel Zegler's Snow White disaster. They foreshadowed it. They mocked it. They animated it with freakish accuracy. Years before Disney even announced the remake, long before casting calls were made, long before a single interview dropped, The Simpsons already knew how this story was going to end. And now, with Snow White 2025 officially crowned one of Disney's most embarrassing flops in modern history, fans are asking the only question that matters. Did The Simpsons try to warn us? Because when you lay the episodes side by side with the real-life rollout of this film, it's not just eerie. It's brutal. It's like Zegler walked into a Trap Springfield set years ago, a Technicolor prophecy just waiting to be fulfilled. Let's break it down, not as a list of goofy cartoon predictions, but as a beat-for-beat blueprint of how The Simpsons saw Rachel Zegler's Snow White meltdown coming, and laughed while doing it. Season 20, Episode 20. 4 Great Women and a Manicure. In this episode, Lisa Simpson steps into the shoes of Snow White in a rewritten, feminist version of the Tale. There's no prince, no true love's kiss, just an empowered girl boss with a mission. It's loud, it's different, and it completely flops. Flash forward to 2023. Rachel Zegler is cast as Snow White and immediately trashes the 1937 classic in press tours. She calls the prince creepy, dismisses the love story, laughs at the original's message. She says the new version won't be about finding love, it's about finding yourself. Sound familiar? Because that's not just similar to the Lisa rewrite. It is the Lisa rewrite. Only this time, it wasn't a cartoon. It was Disney's $200 million gamble. And like the Lisa episode, it didn't land. Focus groups reportedly hated it. Kids didn't connect. Parents didn't buy the merch. The original was about magic and charm. This one, about buzzwords and confusion. The result? A legacy reboot turned into a cautionary tale. Lisa tried to rewrite Snow White. It tanked. Zegler tried to rewrite Snow White. It tanked harder. Simpsons. 1. Hollywood. 0. Season 16. A Star is Torn. Lisa wins a singing contest, skyrockets to fame, and is immediately swallowed by the Hollywood machine. But once she starts speaking, her mind, the system turns on her. Sound familiar? Zegler had the same trajectory. She had the crown. She had the spotlight. She had Spielberg. West Side Story made her a rising star, and Disney handed her the keys to the kingdom. And then she started talking, mocking Disney history, trashing a classic, acting like she'd already redefined the industry before the film even dropped. Then the real world hit back. Studios panicked. Merch partners ghosted. Halloween pre-orders for costumes flatlined. Marketing budgets got cut. Press junkets were suddenly canceled. Insiders say Zegler torched her own path and never looked back. And just like Lisa, she found out the hard way. Hollywood doesn't forgive when you mess with the money. Season 7, Radioactive Man, Milhouse gets cast. In a blockbuster. At first, it's all excitement. Then, chaos. Direction goes sideways. Budgets spiral. Production turns to disaster. Now picture this. Snow White 2025. Reports say production was rocky from the start. Zegler clashed with writers. Marketing teams couldn't agree on tone. The trailer confused everyone. Fans didn't know who the movie was for. And the ones who might have been curious quickly bailed once her past interviews resurfaced. Simpsons didn't just predict the vibe, they predicted the entire implosion. And just like the cartoon, once things started unraveling, they didn't stop. Season 4, Krusty gets canceled. Krusty the Clown stages a massive comeback special, a full rebrand, a second chance, and it bombs. Zegler's Snow White, same deal. Disney framed this film as her moment. Her franchise launching, generation-defining red carpet legacy. And when it flopped, it didn't just take the movie down, it dragged her name down with it. And unlike Krusty, she didn't have fans rushing to her defense. Season 8, the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie. Show. The studio panics. Ratings are down. They inject a brand new character, Poochie, to try and modernize the show. He's cool. He's hip. He's everything the execs think kids want, and he's hated. It's a forced reboot, a desperate attempt to make something fresh by ignoring everything that made it work in the first place. And it backfires instantly. Rachel Zegler's Snow White, Poochie in a dress. Disney leaned into buzzwords, rewrote a classic, cut out beloved characters, cast someone who called the source material weird, then wondered why nobody showed up. The audience booed, the numbers tanked, the memes outpaced the movie. One trended harder than anything else. Not My Snow, and it didn't stop there. Season 17, Girls Just Want to Have Sums. Lisa joins a girls-only school that teaches math through emotion. It sounds empowering, it sounds progressive, but it's a mess. The message gets lost in the gimmick. Zegler's Snow White wrapped itself in empowerment, but under the surface, thin characters, shaky writing, and a heroine who didn't feel like a heroine. Even the people who wanted to like it couldn't defend it, because you can't just slap on a message and call it a masterpiece. The Simpsons knew that, and apparently Disney didn't. This wasn't just a bad reboot, it was an ego explosion disguised as empowerment. A fairy tale hijacked by a lead actress more interested in rewriting the past than respecting it. Zegler didn't honor the legacy, she mocked it. She rolled her eyes at it, and expected the audience to follow her anyway. But here's the thing, she didn't earn that. She hadn't built the goodwill. She hadn't earned the authority. She hadn't paid her dues. She came in with a crown of buzz and assumed the audience would kneel. They didn't. They logged off. They dragged her. They moved on. And now? Studios are reportedly backing away. Casting directors are passing. Merch partners want nothing to do with her. Her name doesn't just lack weight. It comes with baggage. And no one's rushing to carry it. Not even Disney. And The Simpsons? They didn't need a sequel to show us what comes next, because we're already living it. Rachel Zegler's Snow White will go down not as a bold reimagining, but as the poster child for how fast Hollywood can turn on you, when confidence becomes arrogance, and a classic gets sacrificed for clout. The Simpsons didn't just predict it, they warned us.